Welcome to Finding Your New Starting Line. I'm Cathy Utzschneider, and we've been taping a number of these podcasts about people at all ages, from late teens to 80s, 90s, who take on a new sport, something they never really focused on. And today I'm here with Leni Weber. She's a really good friend of mine. I know her well obviously as a friend, as an athlete. Coached her for 18 years in running. And today, happy birthday, is Leni's 70th birthday.
Thank you.
And we're here today because not only it's her birthday, but she last year at age 77, she started training in swimming seriously. And before I ask her questions, I just want to mention that there's a book that came out very recently, May 6th of this year, 2025. Some of you may have read it. It's called Super Agers, an evidence-based approach to longevity. And it actually focuses on people older than Leni, actually those typically over 80. And they have found remarkable results with taking on new skills and activities after it later in life. And obviously, you know this, taking on being more physical improves memory. It actually helps grow a larger brain. And one of the advantages, one of the recommendations is that we challenge ourselves to new physical activity and regular physical activity. That living with purpose is incredibly powerful. So that's all I'm going to say, except to welcome you again. And Leni, can you tell, just thinking about people, whether in our move community we have people in their 20s who are taking on new sports, but thinking about the audience, what would you say? Can you tell your experience? Start with that.
Okay, well, thank you, Kathy. My experience is that I had been a highly competitive runner and had, due to hip tendonitis, had to stop running I think it was around 67, 68, and I just began aqua jogging for a number of years, which was okay, but didn't keep me in the kind of physical shape I was used to. And I would aqua jog in the pool, the neighborhood Y, and I would see a lot of swimmers there. And frankly, I kind of envied them, but I had never been a good swimmer and never really enjoyed it. And though I love the water, but never really enjoyed swimming that much, and felt stymied as I watched them. Now, as you said, we've known each other a long time, and I knew that you were a very good swimmer. And at a certain point, and I honestly can't say what really made me do it, I said to you that I wanted to at least try, I'll use that word, try to become a better swimmer. And I think I was motivated by the idea of getting in really good shape, but I also missed challenging myself to do something new, something that I thought maybe I couldn't do. And I wanted that challenge again.
And can you tell about how it was when you started? Because as I recall, there were some obstacles.
Right, right. And I would say this could happen to a lot of people. Trying something new is daunting, especially as you said, I'm 78 today. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems like the older you get, it's always hard to start something new, but the older you get, I think it's a little harder. You're more set in your ways, and you're also prone to thinking, I don't need this. I've accomplished A, B, C. It's easier to back away. It's easier to back away. So I started swimming laps. I think at the beginning, I don't know, swimming 5, 6 laps was a big deal. And I would get out of breath and things like that. So there was that feeling of, I'm never going to be able to do this. But the other thing was, my hip did start acting up at a certain point, and it led me to believe I might not be able to do this. So we backed off and I took it more slowly. And it almost seemed like a miracle, but slowly but surely the pain went away. So I persevered through that. That was one of the obstacles, the hip.
And then another thing was that I think happens to a lot of people. It's hard to start something new because it's not that fun sometimes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Fun is not the word I
Describe
would use. Yeah.
what people should expect what they may expect when they start something new.
Right. Yeah. If you're looking for fun, I don't think this would necessarily be the way to go. There might be one in a million that find it fun, but it's it's challenging. You really have to be kind to yourself, I would say. You have to be very kind to yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Having a coach, and you were and are my coach, and you're excellent, but having a coach wherever you can find one, I think is kind of a key factor because you need that positive reinforcement because the progress will be very well, it's incremental, but it you can plateau and then all of a sudden take a big jump. But you have to be able to see the progress you're making because, as you said, it's not fun. It's not fun.
How does a goal help? Can you explain? Because I do think that that helps.
Yeah, having a goal helps. I mean, there's little goals, there's big goals. So a little goal like, okay, I did 6 laps this week. Next week, I'm going to do 10 laps a day or every other day, whatever it is. So goals are really helpful. They give you something to strive for, and they give you a way to measure your progress, which is really, really key to be able to look back and measure. And then a large goal, an overarching goal, such as a competition you're going to enter or that kind of thing, sort of puts a framework about it so that it makes it feel a little less like drudgery, but that you're really aiming for something that is going to make it all sort of come together and seem worth it.
So I agree. So when you started out, I think maybe barely able to do 100 yards consecutively, 2 laps of a 25-yard pool. What if you, can you share what you've, one or two things you've achieved in the year and a half?
Okay. Well, watching my times come down, because just as in running, you want to be having, you want to increase your distances to a certain point, and that helps build your strength, but you also want to have your times get faster and faster.
Hmm.
So that's other goals that I've been working on.
And
Making
then you, didn't you do 2 half-mile swims?
so the big goal in May of 2024, which when you first proposed it seemed impossible because I'd only been swimming for a month or two, few months, was to do a half-mile swim, half-mile ocean swim, which is what I did. Yeah, and then I did a half-mile lake swim in August of 24 also.
Where you won your age division, I think. But and uh, just thinking about, I know you obviously, you're, a long-term care insurance broker. You have several hobbies, including you're a terrific singer and play the guitar and piano and sing, as I said. Um, but and you're a wife and mom and grandmother. Uh, how would you say, has there been any carryover from in terms of your mindset from swimming to any of the rest of your life?
Right. And some of this, what you're talking about, I learned, so to speak, when I was a competitive runner because time management is just key. And so you learn those skills if you're really competing and trying to get better, and if you're working, and if you have a family and all these other things. So one of the skills that I think carries over or lessons to other areas of your life is how to get a lot done in a shorter amount of time. I mean, that sort of sounds mundane maybe, but to me that's really important. And you learn to prioritize. Like I mean, I'm focused, I guess, but I mean, I'll do anything. If I have to get my workouts in, I will get them in. And if something else has to take a back seat, it will. But I think that's a skill that is important in many areas of life. I also think having patience as you develop more and more skill and ability to get better at something, having patience on yourself and a belief that you will, because again, that's useful in all areas. And just really overall, I think it gives you confidence. It just gives you confidence. If you're, I mean, obviously, if you're in better shape or looking better, that's something you carry with you everywhere that just spills over into other areas.
Absolutely. Is there anything that, just to close off, is there anything that has surprised you about this? I mean, you were a national caliber runner years ago, and now you're improving in swimming, but is there anything that has surprised you about this process, or is there any one bit of advice you would give to someone who's thinking about, and you may repeat yourself here, but that's fine, someone who's thinking about starting pickleball or starting swimming or starting
Yeah,
running, I mean, whatever it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There may be a bit of repetition here, but number one, I never thought I could be a good swimmer, a strong swimmer. Just didn't think I could. Swimming's different from running, from any of you that have tried it. I mean, frankly, I think it's harder. But so I surprised myself that I could become a much better swimmer. And you know, lessons, I mean, there's just sort of the sort of oft repeated, almost a cliche that if you set your mind to something, you really can get it done. And I guess one thing I haven't mentioned is community. I'm in a community of Move, your program that you have with other people who are interested in improving themselves both athletically and other ways. And then my community of swimmers at the YMCA where I go, that is super important to me. So, I mean, these are some keys I think that it's important to have community and it's important to have a coach and it's important to believe in yourself.
absolutely. I don't think that you would have thought when you started that you would be going this coming October to the Huntsman World Senior Games in swimming. And it's it's exciting. It's fun to watch. So Lenny, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast series. And I'm motivated.
You're welcome. It's been fun.